This is a work of fiction and not to tarnish Zoom call image. It's just a story. Thank you for watching. Zoom call still works good as always. Jessica Dean always kept a routine. She woke up at 6:45 a.m., fed her cat Milo, and sipped coffee in silence while checking her task list for the day. Her small Chicago apartment was minimalist. White walls, soft golden lighting, a succulent in every corner, and a desk positioned perfectly by the window where the morning sun kissed her shoulders during Zoom calls. On April 14th, her morning was no different. She wore a pale green cardigan, her hair half-pinned as always, and she added a dash of mascara she didn't really need. By 10:28 a.m., she logged in early to prepare slides for her team's virtual sync. She was mid-sentence, explaining a new analytics rollout, when her video feed froze. Her coworker Todd joked first. "Jess is frozen. Did the internet gods smite her again?" Others laughed. "She'll be back in a second. She always comes back." But she didn't. At first, no one took it seriously. They figured her connection dropped. When her camera feed finally went black, they assumed she'd reboot and rejoin. Someone even screen shared for her, half mocking, half helpful. But when she didn't come back after 10 minutes, Aaron Fletcher, her closest friend and teammate, sent a Slack message. No response. Then a text. A call. Voicemail. By noon, concern curdled into panic. Aaron called the building concierge. They confirmed Jessica hadn't left her apartment that day. No visitor logs. No disturbances. They agreed to conduct a wellness check. At 1:09 p.m., 2 uniformed officers and a security guard opened her apartment door with a master key. She wasn't there. Not a single thing was out of place. Her laptop was still open on Zoom, the coffee next to it still warm. The bedroom is untouched. Her slippers were under the desk, her cardigan folded neatly on the chair. The door had been locked from the inside. There was only one entrance, and no balconies or fire escapes. The surveillance footage from her hallway showed her entering the apartment at 7:31 a.m., and then nothing. No one came in or out. She had simply ceased to exist. The lead investigator, Detective Alina Tran, began compiling the digital trail. Jessica's laptop had no signs of being tampered with. No viruses. No suspicious downloads. Except one strange thing. Hidden in the Zoom meeting log was an entry for a user who had joined the call 13 seconds before Jessica's camera froze. The user had no display name. No camera. Not listed as a participant to anyone watching the call. The metadata gave only one identifier, Echo 47. Echo 47 hadn't shown up in any other employee's calls. But it had appeared once more, buried in a crash report from a tech worker in Seattle who also mysteriously vanished during a virtual training 2 months prior. Another one from a graduate student in Boston who went missing mid-presentation. Each disappearance had occurred at precisely 10:47 a.m. Each time, the user Echo 47 had briefly connected, unseen. 3 days after Jessica vanished, Aaron received an email from Jessica's account. The subject line read, "He's not human." Attached was a single blurry photo. Jessica appeared in a dimly lit room, eyes wide and terrified, hands bound in front of her, as though someone had caught her off guard and told her to sit still. Her face was pale, almost waxy. Behind her were exposed pipes and a flickering light source that cast long shadows against a concrete wall. The email was routed through multiple international servers and couldn't be traced. That same night, Erin's apartment was broken into. Her laptop was stolen. Nothing else was touched. But when she turned on her replacement device the next day, she discovered that her calendar had been altered. Every day now carried the same title across all her events. 10:47, Jessica is watching. Paranoia set in. She started hearing her name whispered when her phone was off. Her webcam light flicked on by itself. She covered her devices with duct tape and unplugged her Wi-Fi at night. But it didn't help. Once, she woke at 10:47 a.m. to find her screen had been turned on and a Zoom window was open, with her own frozen face staring back at her. No active meeting. No record of one. Just her own haunted expression. Meanwhile, Detective Tran received a sealed package with no return address. Inside was a flash drive containing a 42-second video. It showed Jessica seated in a chair in a dark, narrow room. Her arms were still bound. Her mouth moved slowly, like she was trying to speak but couldn't. Then a distorted voice, not hers, came from the speakers. It said, "She shouldn't have looked into the silence. Now it's looking back." The final frame showed Jessica's eyes, bloodshot and unfocused, slowly turning toward the camera, as if trying to warn whoever might be watching. Further investigation revealed that Jessica had been asking strange questions at work days before her disappearance. She had messaged the IT team late at night, inquiring whether a call could be joined without showing up in the participant list. She'd asked if there were known vulnerabilities in Zoom's core code that could be exploited to slip through without being seen. She had even scribbled something in her notebook the morning of her disappearance, for words written over and over again. "He sees through silence." Detective Tran followed the trail of server logs and IP addresses and was led to an abandoned tech facility west of the city. The building had been condemned years earlier. Inside, in the lower storage level, they found evidence of old workstations, ripped cables, shattered monitors. One chair was overturned, a cracked coffee mug beside it, and scratched into a dusty concrete wall were the words. She blinked. There was no body, no prints, no blood, but there were signs that someone, or something, had been living there. 2 weeks later, Diane Dean, Jessica's mother, received a voicemail from an unknown number. The message lasted 8 seconds. It was heavy breathing, followed by a low whisper. "She's halfway gone. Half of her's here. Half of her's..." Then silence. A forensic linguist confirmed the voice resembled Jessica's but noted something odd. The tone was off, as if it had been mimicked. Or reconstructed. By month's end, Erin fled the city. She couldn't sleep anymore. She kept waking up at 10:47 a.m. sharp, each time to find her electronics had rebooted overnight, as if someone had accessed them while she slept. Even her analog clocks had started malfunctioning, ticking forward at double speed during those exact minutes. She stopped checking mirrors. She claimed she could see movement in her periphery. A pale face behind glass. A whisper from vents. Vitaltech quietly scrubbed all internal documentation regarding Jessica's case. Echo 47 was labeled as an unauthorized test object, but no developer would admit to creating it. The company released a statement claiming there was no connection between their software and any disappearance. Jessica Dean was never found. But once a year, on April 14th at 10:47 a.m., every person on that Zoom call receives a single notification on their work device. It simply says, "Still buffering. Some have tried quitting the company, moving, changing devices." It doesn't stop, because Jessica didn't just vanish. She was taken. Through the screen, through silence, through the code. And whatever took her, it's still out there, watching.